meets mind, we ponder, we dream.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking technology, philosophy, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So I was listening to Joe Rogan and Peter Thiel the other day talking about all sorts of topics. I love Peter Thiel. I love Joe Rogan. Cool stuff. Great conversation. But one of the things that he was mentioning, I think it was Rogan was actually mentioning this, was the looking at the extension of where AI is going. And he was talking about how he felt that AI was going towards merging with humanity. That we'd be able to come up with a brand new type of being, which would be a merger of AI and humanity. Now, as an AI futurist, I'm right up there. I'm right in there. As soon as I can download my intelligence into a machine, I'm doing it, man. In fact, there was there's this new AI social media network, or a social network called Butterflies.ai. I don't know if anybody's used it yet, but it allows you to create a clone of yourself, and by taking pictures of you, create a clone of yourself, and it will automatically post things on your behalf in this social network. And in fact, when you go into the social network and you look at it, you think to yourself, how many of these people are human? It's just AI speaking to AI. And how interesting is that, right? But I digress. Maybe AI to AI would be incredibly interesting. I mean, people watch other people play video games on Twitch, right? Maybe watching AI speak to AI might also be interesting as well. Who knows? AI talking to AI, AI working with AI, AI posting to other AI. Maybe you could just sit back and watch while the AIs talk to each other. And maybe that's incredibly interesting. Who knows? But one of the upshots of this conversation is that they were talking about replacing parts of your humanity with AI parts or technology parts, and becoming cyborgs, right? And we were talking about kind of like the Thesean boat, where you've heard about this story where if you took a boat and you replaced a piece of the boat, replaced a plank on the boat, replaced another plank on the boat, replaced another plank on the boat, and you continued to replace planks as they rotted until eventually the entire boat would be replaced. It looked exactly the same, but the parts of it were brand new. Is it the same boat? Can it still be considered the same boat? And it's the same with humans, right? I mean, with humans, right now, we exist within our skin, we exist within our minds, we exist within our brains. And we can't conceive of ourselves beyond that. A human being is everything that's encapsulated in this skin. Me as a human being, I'm encapsulated in this skin. My brain is encapsulated in this skin. You're encapsulated in your skin. We're all encapsulated in our skins. That is the definition, one of the definitions of a human being. We think, we reason, we stand upright, we have two legs, etc. There's lots of definitions of what consists of a human being. But then we bring AI into this. We bring enhancement technology, maybe physical enhancements, maybe additional arms, additional legs, implants. We bring these things in, and if you ask me, these devices are basically part of us now. We can't go anywhere without them. So we're already cyborgs. I feel that we are already cyborgs. We can't survive in this world, in this current highly technological world, and I talked about it when I was in Greece. We live in an incredibly futuristic technological world. Go back 20 years. Go back 20 years. Go back prior to the cell phone. And imagine living in that kind of world. With cordless phones or corded phones, pagers. It's conceptually impossible going back to live in that kind of world. So as technology progresses, and we can start doing that, we can start replacing our human parts with AI parts. As the concept of a human being expands beyond this form, we have to think to ourselves, are we still human? If we have decided to merge ourselves with AI, if we have merged ourselves with AI, and if you ask me today, that's exactly what we're doing. When we create something, when we sit down at a chatbot and we ask it to create something on our behalf, the output is literally a merger between us, other humans, and the AI. I've talked about this before. It's how it's H2M. It's two humans, one machine. When we sit down and we ask it to create something, the output of that creation is both ours, because we provided the seed, the rest of humanity, because it also provided something, and the machine itself. So we are creating cyborg objects when we sit down and chat with ChatGPT. We're creating they're cyborg created objects because they're created with man and machine. So when we become more machine-like, when we're able to augment ourselves, which we are already doing, because if you think about it, I mean, a lot of times we use filters, we used all sorts of things to augment our visual relationship with the rest of the world. Because, as I've said many times on my show, when I'm interviewing people, this is how we meet each other face to face. This is how we meet each other nowadays. Through this interface, through the interface that you're watching me in. This is how you know me. This is how I know you, through this interface. And this interface can be augmented with AI. So what is human beyond this? Like, how do we know? How can we know if we're still human once we start augmenting ourselves? At what point, once we complete this augmentation, once we add these layers of reality to ourselves, at what point do we stop being human? Or do we continue to be human once we've shed or augmented ourselves? Is there still a core of humanity underneath all that? And if there is a core of humanity, what is the definition of that core of humanity? What does it mean to be human in a world of augmented humans? At what point do we stop becoming humans and go beyond humans? At what point do we become Homo superior, beyond humanity? That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.
Pixels and philosophies merge and mold, a future untold, unseen.